Good morning. Let me just straighten you up a bit. Right, Budgie Coopson's Gel Printing Challenge Day 18, handmade a rubber stamp. Never done this before. I have done lino cutting, so I'm hoping it's going to be very similar. We'll find out. Oh, lordy. Right, so I picked up we call them rubbers, but I think in the States you call them erasers. I picked them up in Tiger yesterday. Actually, I saw them and thought, oh, I need them. So, first step is to plonk your eraser rubber down, draw around it so you know roughly what size your images have got to be, that they'll fit on there. It's okay. As you can probably tell, I've done some mushrooms. I haven't got any mushroom stamps, so I thought, well, that's perfect. So I've done a very, very bad drawing. I'm so artistically challenged. Yes, I'm just going over it again with a heavier hand because I'm hoping that that will transfer. I might make that one slightly bigger actually. Yeah, the hopefully the graphite will transfer onto the eraser, and yeah, everything will be good. And then we'll carve it. I might pause you whilst I'm carving because that can take a little while. So let me see how this goes first of all. Flip it over and rub. I was looking for something to rub with. Bone folder will do. Hopefully it'll just transfer really easy. I don't know. I've not done it before. So, 50p the eraser was, so it's not a biggie if it gets destroyed. I'd rather it didn't, of course. Have you transferred? Not quite enough on the blue bit. I couldn't get a one coloured eraser, so we just work with what we've got, don't we? Good enough. I don't know if you can, let me just see what you can see. So yeah, it's transferred my little image onto there. I'll do a little bit of cutting and then yeah, I'll pause you. So I bought a set ages ago of, they're real cheap set of lino cutting. There's all sorts of different blades in there. Okay, I think it was an Amazon thing, can't remember, but it comes in this sort of set. Of course now it won't go back together again, and this part becomes a barren, and a barren is like a smooth surface that you can use to emboss. Should have thought of that. Anyway, and then you just put your tools in here. Oh, I got the wrong tools out. I've got two sets. I don't know why I've got two sets, but I have. I think I've just oofed out the wrong ones. I'm starting with the really narrow one first of all. Bear with me. Right, let's tip them all out. Right, which ones are which then? Ah, you're the ones that go in there, right. Okay, they're quite sharp, so watch your fingers. So I've got my narrowest one on. It's like a really small V. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Anyway, and yeah, you just sort of carve into it. Again, not done this. Didn't want to cheat by trying it beforehand, so you just go around your outlines. Well, I'm going to outline mine. What you have to think is in kind of in reverse. Which bit do you want to print and which bit do you want the relief? So what I will do is go around my shape. This is how I do it. I mean, it's probably completely wrong. I'm just going to get rid of that straight line on the mushroom. Just gentle pressure. I find it easier to turn the piece rather than the tool. And so just take your time with it. Right, so I want a definite line across there, so I'm going to carve that out. And then I want another definite line under there. Don't dig too deep, Susan. And then I'll just do this one, and then I shall carry on off screen. If you're having trouble seeing your lines, put some black ink on it. And you can always redefine ones that you've already done, like that. Yeah, so once you think you've finished, ink it, see what you've got, and if you don't like what you've got, you then go back in and keep carving. The only thing you can't do is put it back in, obviously. All right, so I'm going to carry on with this. I shall pause you, and I'll bring you back when I've carved away all the background and got the images. Won't be long. Right, so it didn't take that long actually. I'm just going to give it its first print because I can't actually see now what it's doing. So I'm just going to take my ground espresso and just stamp it and see what I've actually got. Let's stamp it on there. Because as I say, you can always take away. It's the adding that is difficult. So and when you're lino, well, it's not lino printing, I've got to stop calling it that, but I actually like it when you get the marks at the back there. So you can see, let me come up again. So what I'm going to have to do is take out, I need to just go back round there, just take that bit out. There's a bit here that I need to remove. That one's quite clean actually, so right, let's do that really quickly. Shouldn't take too long. Get the lid on there. Right, so I just need to carefully just wiggle. Always try and keep your hands behind your tools. The amount of times that I've slipped off and it's, you know, jagged your finger. And yeah, you're too heavy. I think that was it, wasn't it? Just take that down a little bit more. Right, I think that was everything, wasn't it? And we've got a weird line here. Let me take that out. Its trunk was far too thick. I think I meant to remove that bit, so I'm just doing that now. Yeah, I quite like it when you get the carving marks in it. You can flatten it out completely. Just go through your tools. There's all sorts of different blades. Crikey. Words today, obviously, are not coming to me. Right, just one more try. Let's have a quick look, see what we got. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. This guy here, YouTube, Yeates Makes. Oh my lord, if you're into gel printing, that guy is so inspirational. Check him out. Yeah, just type in Yeates Mates. Brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed every single video so far. I don't even know how he came up on my feed, but you know what it's like. It does it, doesn't it? So, okay, they're a little bit rustic, but I think they're okay. Again, by having the brown ink on there, I can see where the slightly dodgy bits were. So I've just removed that little triangle there. This could do with tidying up, but you know what? This is a little stamp. I'm not going to worry too much. So let's get stamping. Let's get some paint on. Let me just tidy up, and I will bring you back for the gel painting. Won't be a second. Right, tidied up. I'm going to try Distress Oxide backgrounds. Don't know, just fancy doing it for a change. Never use the blooming things. So hopefully I've got a spray zone sorted out here. Because I'm a bit useless with sprays. I don't use them enough. So we'll do the background first, and then I think I'm just trying to think how I'm going to print the mushrooms. I might just stamp into a brown or something. Right, it says one background. Let's just do, I'm going to do a really light one with this. Ooh, crikey. Maybe not so light. See, hopeless. It's actually mixing with the blue that was left on there and making a really, really strange green. But nice green. Right, a couple of really nice backgrounds. Sorry, I'll show you those in a second. Let me just lift this up. Got some tracing paper here. Okay. Right. So, right, here we are. Background. So yellow and a sort of a yellow and a blue. So what I'm thinking is stamp on, stamp off, and see what we end up with. I mean, it's all about the stamp really, not the actual, you know, what you're left with here so much. So I'm gonna be quite predictable and go burnt sienna, I think. A bit of that and a little bit of the yellow oxide, and mix those together. So I'm just going to do ink the top half and then stamp on, stamp off. I think that's the easiest thing to do. Let's see what happens. I say I've not carved rubber before, so that was interesting, or eraser, whatever you want to call it. Right, so we stamp on. It's a great way of getting a ton of prints done. Let's start with the lighter one first. Let's see what happens, shall we? Oops, stay still. Right, let me get you up close. We can definitely see their mushrooms, I think. What you can do, of course, is remove more. So I'm very naughtily going in without my tool. Let's get rid of some of those background ridges, I think. You see, once it's got paint on, you can see, get your hands out your way, you can see what you've got more. So just lessen that a little bit. It's a little bit dominating in the print. But again, make sure you are definite about this because you can't put it back on. I really should have the right tool going, but I haven't because I put it all away. I'm trying to do is get it that I just get the mushrooms and not the background. Without the tool being done properly. Urgh. Make sure I'm digging out the right bit. See, once you've got your first bits of paint and stuff on there, you can actually see what you've got, so it does make life a lot easier. Right, let's try that again. Cleaned up all your mess, now you've made another mess. Messy person. Right, okay, so things have all dried up. Water. I'm just trying to think what colour to do. So we've got the blue and the yellow. Right, bear with me. Sorry, I'm just scrabbling in my paint box. Bear with me, please. Let's try a metallic copper. Could be an absolute mistake, this, but we'll try. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. That came out of absolutely nowhere. Sneezy. There's quite a lot of paint on there, but hey ho, let's give this another go. So we're going to do the same thing again and stamp on. Stamp off. If you want to get rid of the square altogether, because I'll show you in a second, it's actually still printing the square. You can see, yeah, you need to literally take that right back, right away from the images. That's my theory anyway. I could be completely wrong. Let's see how this one prints. And of course, if you don't want to do a giant gel print with it, you just print individual little ones. Did that work? Oh, it did kind of, actually. Yeah, so I've got rid of quite a lot of the background. It is still showing up slightly, but it's really good there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you can just do just one print. Of course, the gel plate being that squishy, we'll just, I've got a bit of tracing paper here. And then you end up with a really nice little print that you can use over, you see, putting it on a card or something. You've got a sweet little print. There you go. Right, so carved rubber. Yeah, that's it. It's not dissimilar to lino printing. As I say, go and check out Yeates Mates. He does some amazing stuff with a gel plate, and boy is he an artist. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.